So hey guys, what's up? I know I don't usually do videos like these, but I figured I'd give this a shot because of the recent release of Piranha Plant. Unfortunately, the past couple times I've tried this, the audio file hasn't exactly worked out as I expected, so this is probably my fourth or fifth attempt at this, but here we go. So, yeah, today's video is going to be focused on Smash Brothers. Just a precaution, I'm not by any means a leaker or anything, and I'm just a theorist for this. So anyway, the story begins back in around November of 2018 with the Grinch leak. For those of you who don't know what it is or don't remember, which I'd be very surprised by, especially from the Smash community, but that was a time in which a huge image leak was floating around, which basically, supposedly anyhow, revealed 3 characters, and it caused massive debate as whether it was real or not. It looked pretty legit, and I wasn't entirely sure of it, though I was definitely leaning towards believing it. So that's kind of how this theory was born. Of course, November 1st, or no, then it would have been October that the Grinch leak happened. But yeah, so November 1st, we found out it was fake, with the reveal of only one character off of the leak, plus Incineroar and Piranha Plant, who just came out the other day. So that brings us to today. Today, the theory I want to discuss revolves around the DLC. During that November 1st Direct, we were revealed to a series of 5 paid DLC fighters, including the first free DLC fighter in Piranha Plant, which is pretty big news. He's actually a lot of fun to play as once you get used to him. And then the night before Smash Ultimate came out, which would have been the 6th of December, we found out Joker from Persona 5 would be joining the roster as the first paid DLC fighter from the 5-fighter pack. Now, the theory was crafted around the Grinch theory at first, but still, it's some credibility today, in my opinion. So yeah, let's begin. So, with the theory, me and a couple friends took a look at the fighters that are currently in the game and broke that down. Plus a specific mode. That being the Smashdown mode, which we found out about in either the August or E3 Direct. But I believe it was the August Direct. This mode, for those of you who don't know, basically has you and whoever you're playing with, including CPUs, fight down the roster until no characters are left, with each character that has been used in previous rounds being removed for the time being. At the time of the Direct, we had only seen up to 4 players playing that. However, now that the game is out, we can see that you can play with up to 8. However, for this theory, we will be running the original numbers of anywhere from 2 to 4 players. So 2, 3, or 4. 2 doesn't really matter, though, because 2 grows right into a 4, so anything that 4 will work for, 2 will as well. So now we need to figure this out. So, at the time of this theory, there were going to be a total... Well, at the time, there had been a revealed total of, I believe, 68 fighters. Or 68 unique fighters, and then 5 echo fighters. So, the original number that this theory was crafted around, because at the time, Isabelle had been confirmed as a fighter. So, that means we were working with an original total of 73 fighters which is already completely insane for the roster. And then with the additional 7 characters from the Grinch leak, originally we were looking at a total of about 80 fighters, which kind of crazy. But we now know that at least chances are that's going to be blown out of the water, according to what's already been revealed. So, next. So basically we took those original numbers of 4 and 3. Now, the least common multiple of those two numbers is 12. So using that, we look at the multiples of 12 to compare next to the roster amount to figure out how many possible characters could arrive in DLC, which had not been confirmed yet at the time. So again, the number was 80 at the time, with the 7 Grinch leak characters. So at the time, we believe we would get 2 additional fighters, possibly in a later direct. However, we now know that's not the case, which was quite shocking at the time. If not an additional direct, though, at the time we thought it could have been DLC, which brings us to today. Now, with Piranha Plant included, there are 75 total fighters on the roster for the game, or it's either 75 or 76. I believe 76, including Piranha Plant, with Piranha Plant being the 70th unique fighter, plus 6 Echo Fighters in Lucina, Dark Pit, Daisy, Crom, Dark Samus, and Richter. Right? Yeah. So within those Echo Fighters, that would be 76 total fighters. Okay. So now, using that number, plus the additional 5 fighters, we know will be joining the roster as DLC so far, one of which being Joker, and 4 yet to be announced, one of which having the codename Brave in the game's files. Knowing this, we can try to predict how many additional fighters we might see. Now, currently, since there are 81 fighters, the next highest multiple of 12 that could be rounded up to would be 84. This would mean we would get 3 additional fighters to what's already confirmed, which I think would be fantastic. And the numbers do seem to work fairly well. In addition, if we do look at the 8 player matches, it doesn't quite divide evenly. However, 6 is able to go into 12 as well, so 6, it does work. With these 3 additional fighters, I feel like Nintendo will either make these Echo Fighters, if the theory turns out to be true, or first-party IPs. With Echo Fighters, I feel like the 5 paid characters would be third parties, in which we would get Echo Fighters for some of them, or even some characters that already exist. For example, if Steve from Minecraft were to actually join the roster, I could very easily see Alex, the other default skin, possibly becoming an overlay for him as an Echo Fighter. However, Nintendo could also take an alternative route and use first-party IPs for those first set of that extra 3 characters. In characters that have been long-time fan requests, and possibly even reviving some assist trophies, but I doubt that. So with highly requested characters, I would see characters such as Bandana Waddle Dee, who I'm a strong advocate for. We could possibly see maybe Verity from Kid Icarus. And even, I mean, a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but we could possibly see Waluigi make a comeback from an assist trophy. So, that would be insane. However, let's say that Nintendo does want the roster divisible by 8. Currently, we're looking at 84 fighters, which is actually currently 7 times 12. So, to make the roster divisible by 8 from that point, we would have to add on 12 additional fighters. Now, as crazy as that may seem to be getting 15 additional fighters as DLC from what's already been confirmed, and I completely agree in that, I could see that happening. And here's why. The whole idea of Smash Ultimate is that everyone is here. So, for a lot of people, that's very upsetting to not see their favorite characters actually make the roster. In addition, because everyone is here, and Sakurai's even gone ahead and said, oh yeah, by the way, this may never happen again. Why wouldn't Nintendo try to stretch this out for as long as possible before the next game? In addition to that, currently the Fighter Pass contains 5 fighters. Why not just make 3 more and be done? Plus, that would put them closer to 100 playable fighters, which would just be absolutely insane, and would give them a chance to bring back other classic stages. For example, if we get Pokemon Generation 7 and they were to reveal a Gen 7 Pokemon, it is possible that we could see the return of Pokefloats, for example. However, I highly doubt the fact that they would bring in 15 characters, seeing how much time it takes to create a character. On top of that, we only saw the addition of, I believe, 8 fighters or so for this current game. I would count, but I'm too lazy right now, and I'm doing this completely unscripted, so, yeah. But basically, what I'm saying here is I feel like we're getting more DLC fighters, and currently, I do believe that we will only get 3 more. However, with the possibility being there, I figured I'd present that as well. But don't get your hopes up. Again, I'm not a leaker, so don't expect for any of this to actually come true. But I'm just excited to see where this goes. I figured I'd put this theory out there because it's just one I've been sitting on for a while, and if it does turn out to be true, I'd love to get the knowledge out there. I think that's about all I really have for today. So yeah. I don't have a sign-off at all, so I need to work on that. Anyhow, well, I guess that's all for now. I'll see you guys next time. Yeah.